covered the research. So 2017 has been a good year. So we want to share some of the good shares which has come up in the market. So you can think of investing in those shares, you know. Okay, so, let's start with the presentation. Now, first is on 27 December, the small cap index made a low of 54.75. Can you see this chart? This was 27 December, the small cap made a low of 5475. And the market has given a complete one-sided run. Okay, and it has risen by about 23%. Now, you always have to remember in the stock market is that you have to calculate your returns related to the index. So if the index has moved 23%, you should have made more than 23% in the market. If you have not made 23% in the market, then you better invest with me. Don't invest yourself. Either you invest, you should have made 23% more because the index has moved more than 23%. Okay, so to all my clients, we have given a very high return of more than 23% in the last 2.5, 3 months. Okay, so this has been the market. So a lot of new shares has come. As I said, we are experts in investing, getting new shares in the market. A lot of new shares have come. Now again, from 27 December, you should know that which sector has gone up. Okay, so if you see the sectors which has gone up, fertilizers are doing very well. Cements are doing very well since 27 December. Jewelry, sugar. Sugar has been doing well since 1.5, 2 years. So I hope you have some sugar stock. Today we'll give you a new sugar stock which has risen from a loss-making company to a profitable company, and the shares are doing very, very well. Then you have metals and mining, which has done exceptionally well in 2016. After the government imposed import duty on all products coming from China, the steel industry is doing very, very well in the country. So I hope you have some good shares in the steel industry with you. So these are the top sector performance. Again, I repeat, you should always know which sectors are performing and you should have investment in those sectors. That is a very critical and simple philosophy of making money in the stock markets. You should be investing in the sector which is performing. You should know which sectors are performing. So if you are investing in a sector which is defense, media, IT, which has not performed, then you are in the wrong sector. You should always know that which sector to perform. Right? This is very, very critical. So again, I repeat, the stock market had moved by more than 23%. Then the sector has moved. Which sectors have moved? Okay. Now let's go to the shares. Which shares have moved? So what we have taken is a list of 40 shares. Where is the list of that 100? Okay. So basically about 125 stocks have moved. Just a brief introduction. Okay. Okay. Please remember, it is very important that out of 1700 stocks, we find out about 125 stocks, which is good for investment. How do we find out? That is a very, very important process which we do in our organization. We remove the shares which has very high P ratios, loss-making companies, which has no volumes. Okay, we also see the pledge of companies. We also see whether institutions are investing in those companies. So we have a huge database and we keep on putting the numbers. Then we wait for the corporate results. So today we are giving you shares which the December quarter results are already out. And those companies have done well in the December quarter. Okay? December quarter results? Okay, December quarter results are all very, very good. So from those stocks, and which stocks have performed more than 23%. And these are new stocks which was not there in the previous list. Okay, so every 2.5 months, 3 months, we come out with a new list that these shares have a potential to go up in the near future. So we have identified some stocks. So there are about 40 stocks which we have identified. Okay, now if you see fertilizer, as I said, fertilizer is the highest movement. right? So in fertilizer, 3 stocks which was not in the previous list. We have a favorite stock called GNFC. You know, उसमें fertilizer के साथ है with sector. I'll just show you. This is a complete list actually of fertilizers. So if you see fertilizer, the list is GNFC, NFL, okay, Coromandel, RCF, Deepak Fertilizer and Chambal Fertilizer. Okay, so these are the stocks which has risen from 27 December. New stocks which was not in the previous list. These are the new stocks which was not in the previous list. NFL, National Fertilizer, Rashtriya Chemical and Chambal Fort was not in the previous list. These stocks have also performed very well. If you see, NFL has risen by 127%. Okay, they have 19 institutions, the P ratio is 25. So whenever you get a correction in NFL, you invest in the stock. It's a great stock to invest in. Okay, so fertilizer is doing very, very well. There are, if you see the annual report of NFL, if you see, the urea prices are highly subsidized. Even in this budget, Mr. Arun Jaitley has been very, very focused on areas of agriculture. Right, so urea prices are highly subsidized and administered under the new urea policy. You should study the new urea policy 2015. After that, the fertilizer market is, all the fertilizers are going up. Okay, so these are the new 3 stocks which you can pay attention to: NFL, RCF and Chambal Fertilizer. Again, you should be, please do not, try to be greedy and try to make a fast money in the stock market. You should invest in good shares, hold on to them. Then only you will make money. If you are a very fast investor, that requires a completely different strategy. Okay, intraday trading, those trading requires a completely different strategy. Okay, and it requires a lot of effort where you have to be in the market, every minute. Then only you can make money in intraday or with intraday strategies. But if you are working and if you are not in the full-time markets, please do not invest in day trading or short-term trading or speculative trading. It is not safe for you. But this is good shares. You buy good fundamental stocks, you keep them. It will, in the long run, it will give you money. Okay, so our job, if you observe, we try to and give you good stocks. Okay, we try to give you, we'll take all questions from about 5:40. Okay, Mr. Mani, Mr. Sahil, Mr. Rajnandi. Okay, so let's take all questions from 5:40. Let's study the markets. Okay, and we will take questions specifically related to this area. Let's stick to this area. Okay, so fertilizer, did you see the whole list? There was a whole list, and then you have a new share which was not discussed, told to you before. So try to think on these stocks. Okay, the next sector, if you see, which has done very well, is cements. Okay, so cements has done very well, but let's see from that stock. Ramco Cement and JK Cement. Okay, these are 2 stocks which has been still doing very well. Ramco Cement and JK Cement is a good investment. Okay, there are new stocks which has come. This was also in the previous list. No new stocks have come, but Ramco Cement and JK Cement is a good investment. So study these counters, study the fundamental counters of these stocks. These are good counters. Okay, let's go to the next list. Okay, sugar. In sugar, I'll show you the whole list of sugar first. Okay, sugar has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stocks. Okay, Dwarkesh, I don't know if you know, Dwarkesh was 16 rupees in 2015. In 1 year, it went to 200 rupees. It gave a return of, crazy percentage. Dwarkesh, Balrampur Chini, Dhampur Sugar, Triveni, Idai Perry, Out Sugar Dalmia. This was also in the previous lift. A new stock has come, which is Mawana Sugar. Very interesting. So if you study Mawana Sugar, the P is only 1. Profit देना होगा, profit नहीं होगा, उसको वही file दे दो ना, rather than making a new PPT. Just give that printout. So it is easy. Okay. So basically it has risen 83% from 27 December. Number of institution is 46 and the P ratio is only 1. Only 1 P ratio. Okay. Anything above 30-40 is a risk. That means it has a huge potential to go up. December PAT is 363 crore. Okay, December PAT is 363 crore, but give me the exceptional item. Yeah. Give me the original item. Okay, so December PAT was 363 crores in this company. So what do you think? Should you invest in Mawana Sugar? I think this is a great stock to find. I think so it has a potential to go up to 400-500 rupees. Right? It has right now the market cap is also 300. And what is the exceptional item? So Mawana Sugar is a great find. So please okay, so please invest in Mawana Sugar. And definitely the previous list, can you show me the previous list? Let them do the, please give me the exceptional item, okay, Arnav? Okay, so this list which was there before, these are again, the P ratio of these stocks are also very low. I'm not repeating because this has been in my previous presentation. You can go to YouTube and see the previous presentation. These are the old stocks which is already there in the old presentation. This also still has very low P. So you should have investment in the sugar industry. Okay, so Mawana Sugar, the P is only 1. So think about it and invest in Mawana Sugar. Okay, let's go to the next one. NBFC, a new share has come, Repco Home. Repco Home, okay. NBFC. So see, in the previous list we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stocks. Bajaj Finserv, great stock. It has been going up since last 3 years. Every year we have this list. Okay. Would you like to study a history of 2013, 14, 15, which has been the great stocks in 13, 14, 15? Because we have been doing, so maybe in the next presentation we can give you a whole list of stocks which has risen in 13 and those stocks were great, 2014, 2015, and there are many stocks which has been running from last 3-4 years. So if you have that list of about 200-300 stocks, then you know that which stocks have been increasing. Okay, so maybe in the next presentation we'll try to bring the research on 2013, 14, 15, 16 and 17. So full year we'll study. Okay, so you'll have full knowledge of the stock market. And when we've identified those stocks, some stocks have already risen by 500%, 1000%. Like Mawana Sugar, right now it is 80 rupees. P ratio is 1. If the P ratio will become 30, the price will be 2,400 rupees. That means an run of 2000%. Right? So sometimes you don't know, when you invest in a certain stock and you hold it for 2-3 years, it can give you a return of 2,000-3,000%. Because these are turnaround companies. But you have to be careful. We have to study the quarterly results every quarter. And in a certain quarter, if the results go down, then we exit those stocks. So that is why, sorry? Okay, the actual, the Mawana Sugar actual PAT is 26 crores. Okay, there was an exceptional item of 340 crore. That means they must have sold some land or something. That means the company is quite rich. That is why it has risen tremendously, 83% in only about 2 months. So think about the stock. There are 46 institutions in this. The fundamentally, highly recommended. And only P ratio. If you understand P ratio, the P ratio is only 1. Right? So if you see, there are very good stock. Bajaj Canfin Home, Shrey Infra, Bajaj Holding, Repco Home is a new stock which was not there in a previous lift. So other stocks were in the previous lift. Let's study Repco Home. It's a new stock which has come in 2017. We have been studying. The price is 658. P ratio is not though great, 24, but still has the institution is 174. Okay, slightly high debt equity ratio. But in finance companies, the debt equity ratio is higher, so there's not a problem. And it has a market capitalization of 4,000 crore. So this share has been going up. It's a new entry in NBFC. So we have been studying this stock, and it looks like a good stock. You can study more about it. Okay, so December quarter, the profit after tax was 46 crores. So it's a good stock. You can think about it. Okay. Next, go to next counter, which is metals and mining. Tata Metaliks was also in a previous list, but not in the last quarter list. Jindal SAW and SRI Pipe. These two shares have come up. Okay. Please give me the pad for Jindal SAW and SRI Pipes. And let's go to the metal mining. We'll also share the whole list of metals mining, which has been rising last 2-3 months. Jindal SAW, 65 crores, 80 crores. Okay, so these were some of the stocks which in steel industry. Again, the steel industry is doing fantastically well. When the government put taxes on the import duty from Chinese steel, the Indian steel has been doing pretty well. Okay, they have been losing money. Even Tata Steel is losing money. So they have been losing money since the last 2-3 years. But now the steel industry is coming back. So it's a great entry in these stocks, right? Tata Metaliks, National Tata Sponge, Jindal SAW, Ratnamani, Mar'17, Saraden. So there were many stocks which was in a previous list. But a new list, we have got Tata Metaliks, Jindal SAW and SRI Pipe. So think about these stocks. Tata Metaliks has already risen a lot, but the P ratio is very, very low. In steel companies, the P ratio is very, very low because they've all been turnaround companies. So the P ratio is very, very low, right? So the way the steel industry is going in, you should have some investment in the steel industry. In the last 1 year, sugar and metals and mining has been the biggest sector performance. You should have investment in some steel stocks. So I hope also very important, which I want to tell you, like we manage PMS. So we take funds of 25 lakhs. What we do is we invest in 25 stocks, 20 to 25 stocks, and we invest in the top 10 sectors. So from every top sector which has been performing in the last 3 months or last 6 months, and we top 2 stocks of that sector, we invest in those stocks. That is why we have been able to give consistently good returns to our customers. Okay, why? Because of the selection of stocks is very critical. There are 1700 stocks. So that is why we need to have a very strong idea of good fundamentals and the sectors. So once you have those 20-25 stocks from the list of 100 stocks, now can you imagine from 1700 to come down to 20 stocks? It takes a lot of effort, lot of strategy work, lot of hard work, lot of data crunching. We study data of 1700 stocks and then we select 20-30 stocks and we share it free of cost with you. Even after you share with, people don't invest. If you don't invest, get a broker and invest with them. Okay, so think about these stocks, the P ratio, check the P ratios. Check the P ratios, see the institutions. Okay, so these are great stocks. You can think about investing in this. Okay, next is realty. Okay, let's go to the realty. Okay, previously we see you had only 4 stocks in realty. right? So all are new stocks actually. So in reality, we have got some new stock. That means reality is picking up. Even after demonetization, reality is picking up. Shobha has been doing very well. Kolte Patil has been doing very well. Anant Raj has been doing very well. The P ratio is still very, very low. The institutions are good. Okay. So you can think of investing in these stocks also. From 27 December, these stocks have performed very, very well. 42%, 40, 29%. They have performed more than the index. So we also have a very strong that which shares are outperforming the index. If the index has moved 23%, certain stocks should move more than that. Right? So these are good things. If you see Anant Raj, what does the Anant Raj annual report say? The sector is expected to stabilize soon, supported by falling interest rates and rising economic activities. The new Real Estate Act and reduction in FDI policy shall enable the industry to regain the buyer's confidence. Further, the implementation of the 7th pay resulting in hike of 20 in government shall boost demand. One of the major optimism for the industry has been reinforced trust for the private equity players in the sector. The office space market index a remarkable recovery. The rub-off effect of the office market could be expected to percolate the residential segment in the coming year, given that an increase in inquiries was witnessed towards the end of the year. So you have to read the annual report. If all the companies are performing and their demand is increasing, that means at a very early stage you can know about the companies. Okay, we'll all take questions. Mr. Rajan, Aditya, Mr. Anantraman, Rahul. Let's take questions at 5:40, and let's wait and let's stick to the presentation. Okay, we cannot answer personal questions of Suzlon, Engineering and Infosys. Okay, because there is much better stocks. So try to learn and invest in those stocks. Or change your stock from Infosys and Suzlon Energy. Okay, so another infra telecom, infra telecom Stretch Limited is a new stock which has come. Let's see the old stock list, which has done very well. Infra telecom, we only had two stocks before, Fin Cables and Stretch. So Stretch is a new entry in infra telecom. So you can invest in infra telecom. Okay, so driver of the current optical cable market is government initiatives. The Digital India initiative coupled with Network for Sprinter, Smart Cities mission have presented a gamut of opportunities. Sterlite Technology with its strength in cost optimal cable design, stock R&D, so all the details that why these stocks are good. So think about this stock. Another stock which is new is Everready. The consumption of batteries driven growth by its offtake of its modification. The growing need for portable power and advent of number of battery operated gadgets. Remotes, toys, clocks, torches. So in these gadgets are used on every batteries have enjoyed a non-cyclical demand. Okay, the P ratio, if you see there are 164 institutions in this. It has risen by 24%. So Everready is also good.
December PAT 35 from 22.
Okay, so the PAT is also increased to 35 crores from 22 crores. Another FMCG food, Venky's, it has risen 106% in 2 months. I don't know if you were able to identify these stocks. Prabhat, KRBL, GAIL, So Venky's, presently the poultry industry is 95,000 industries that provide direct and indirect employment to 5 million people and also supports the economy of about 2 crore agricultural farmers, especially the maize, soya growers, and depend on this industry. With an annual production of 67,000 million eggs, India ranks second in the world in egg production. The broiler production is estimated 4 million tons of chicken meat, and India ranks third in the world. So there's a huge demand. People love non-vegetarian food. There's a huge demand. So Venky's are doing very well. It has risen 106%. Prabhat 42%. KRBL, GAIL. Okay. India is one of the largest milk producing nations, accounting about 18% of global milk production. The market for dairy products improved on the back of population increase, growth in per capita income, rising preferences over value-added products. Given this sustainable reality, strength and milk production will lead to increase by over 2% per annum. The prospects of the country's dairy sector are increasingly attractive. So again, the demand seems very good, and especially after demonetization, we have been very particular that which share has risen. So we have to have a very strong eye that why this sector is moving, why these shares are moving, which are the new shares which was not there previous years, why these shares are moving now. Then we have a further interest on the fundamentals in those stocks. Okay, so the price movement, the fundamentals, and obviously the P ratio has to be low. Now if you see Venki at 846, the P ratio is only 12 rupees. Don't see the price, see the P ratio. That means it still has an opportunity to go up. Venki still has an opportunity to go up. Okay. We'll answer your question, Shiva. We'll answer your question. 112 शेयर कर ले आएंगे, 130 शेयर कर ले आएंगे, P ratio किसी को दिखाना हो तो शुगर इंडस्ट्री पे, Okay, next another stock is Vijaya Bank in the banking sector. P ratio is only 11. It has gone up 53% in the last 2 months. So think about this stock. Okay. Another sure, Welspun India. Okay, this was it was a great company. Then it went into a big trouble because of they were found cheating on the yarn and everything. But again, this share has again come back very strongly. The institutions are still there in the company. That means the company had done something wrong or not done wrong. But again, the Welspun has come back very, very quickly in the last 2 months. Okay, it was one of the good stocks, but in the last few months, because of its cases related to some forging about the yarns, they were into some problem, but they are back again. So you can think about this stock. The P ratio is 22. Again, auto. Okay. Lumex Industries, 88%. Okay, the P ratio is only Lumex Industries. It makes lights, Lumex lights. So, you have to think about Jai Bharat Maruti, Minda Industries, Jamna Auto. So these were not in the previous list. These are new auto stocks which has done very well in the last few months. Okay, Jai Bharat says India is one of the fastest growing and largest auto markets in the world. Automobile close to 7% of India gross domestic product. As per CIM, India is expected to be the third highest automotive maker by volume and will account for more than 5% of global sales. Indian automobile industry also employs more than 19 million people. So it's a very, very big industry, and I think so with the new GST, they should get a lot of benefits also. Because they cannot tax more than 28%. There is a surcharge, so there might be certain very high-end thing where a lot of tax benefits will come. And today, I don't know if you've heard, Mr. Trump was saying that there are many companies like Harley Davidson, when they sell their computers the mobiles in India, they have to pay a huge tax. I think the tax is more than 50 or 100%. They said that has to be renegotiated. So the Indian government will be under huge pressure to reduce the taxes of things which comes from outside. Right? So if they reduce the taxes from outside, okay, the auto industry will further go up. So they have to also reduce the taxes internally. So with Trump coming in, there might be a lot of changes in the tax structure because he's bringing a lot of tax structure changes, and he will tell countries that if you want, you need to have a good tax structure. You cannot say import will be at 100%, at 70%. So that will also change the tax structure because India is struggling because of the tax structure. It is sad that even on 1st February, tax has not been reduced in the country. All Indians want to do well, but the tax has to be reduced. India has a huge potential to grow. Jobs are not increasing because the government is not realizing that it is because the tax, there is no demand. We are still doing well because we are a huge economy. if they give relief in tax, they don't know what kind of demand we can generate in the country and what kind of jobs can be created, because the jobs creation is lowest. So the government should pay heed that if the jobs creation is the lowest, that means we have to do something with the tax. So that's a very important point which the government needs to think. But they are reducing. So I hope with GST, with new things coming in, by next budget, they will reduce more taxes. And with Trump reducing the taxes, they will have more, they will be more pressurized to reduce the taxes. Or all Indians will start investing in US. Okay, media, Eros Media, okay, is a great stock, risen 40%. Navneet Idul, 35% it is increased. Institution is very, if you see Eros Media, the P ratio is only 8. So it's a great stock to invest also.
December PAT 95 from 50.
Okay, December PAT is 95 crores from 53 crores. They have doubled the PAT. Eros Media. That means the company is doing well. We should check out this stock. Okay, in machinery equipment, KI, Graphite and BGR Energy. These stocks are doing very well. Again, the P ratio is Graphite, the P ratio is high, but KEI and BGR Energy, if you see, the P ratio is very, very low. And great stock to invest in machinery and equipments. Infra Power, KEC and Admani Transmission. Again, the P ratio is very, very low. Institutions are very, very high. So, these shares are doing decently in 2017. Chemicals, okay, IGPL. It has been doing continuously well from, let's show that list, no? The other list. We have a huge chemical list. Chemicals. Okay, if you see, we have many chemical stocks: Sudarshan Chemical, No Silk, Tirumalai, Bodal, Gujarat Alkali, Rallis, Phyllis Carbon, Minati, Navin Fluoro, Aarti, Sharda Corp, IGPL. Okay, so these are great stocks, which is, all the stocks are fantastic, chemical stocks. Again, why chemicals are going up, we have covered in the previous slide, because in China, they are closing down chemical industries because of pollution. So because they're closing down, India chemical industry is letting a lot of demand, and also the crude oil prices are down. So in both ways, the chemicals are doing very, very well. So Indian chemical industry is still to do well, and the P is also not very, very high. Okay, if you see the P ratio of IGPL is only 12%. IGPL is already risen by more than 150% in the last year. So if you can get a good stock which has been rising, but if still the P ratio is low, you can still invest in those stocks. Okay, so IGPL, the P ratio is only 12. So it might go up to 600, 700, 800. No, there is no end where IGPL can end. Right? It's a great stock to invest in. Another in pharma. Okay, can you hear my audio? Everybody? Alfred cannot hear my audio. Cannot hear you. No. No, yes. Okay, all can hear. Rahul and Mr. Alfred, please check. Everybody can hear my audio. It's a problem with your computer. Okay, everybody can hear my audio. Alchem, Copran and Pell. Okay, so if you see, the P ratio of Copran is only 15. Well, usually the P ratio of pharma companies are very, very high. So even 30 is a good time to invest in. 30 is a good time to invest in Pell. In IT, Polaris and FSL are doing well. Polaris was an old favorite. So many old favorites are coming, and FSL is doing well in IT. So these are some of the stocks which we, you can see a list: NFL, Venky's, Lumax, Mawana Sugar, Tetramet, Tata Metlic, IGPL, KEI, Vijaya Bank, Jai Bharat Maruti, Minda, Kataka Cement, Jindal Saw, Graphite, Welspun, Prabhat, Shobha, Alchem, Copran.
17%.
Iroha?
Shobha rose 17%.
Shobha rose 17% today. Shobha rose 17% today. Huh? Kotle Patil, Kiarville Stretch, Navneet, SRI Pipes, RCF, BGR Energy, Vinati Organ, Repco M. So these are the stocks. So let's take some questions. So NFL has a high debt equity. Your view, not very high because it's a finance company. Usually finance company has high debt equity side, so don't worry. Okay, next question, Avi Kothari. Why to take stock price comparison from where price was low? Because we know that which shares have risen. Okay, so what we do is, whenever we give a presentation, we try to give you the stocks which has the potential to rise even further. Okay, if the stock has not performed in the last 2 months when the market was up by 23%, we don't want underperforming stocks. That is why we say that it is a multi-bagger session. What is a multi-bagger? Which can perform, which has an ability to go up by 50%, 100% in a year. Okay, that is why we have to see if the market has gone up when the market was low on 27 December, we have taken that. Okay, the next question is Krishnakant, sir, how can you please share the PPT and Excel sheet to me in Invest and Study? This PPT, you can study in YouTube. We will be putting this thing on YouTube, Mr. Krishnakant. You can study in YouTube. Okay. Whole market has come up. What is the question, Mr. Avi? We are giving you a list of 40 stocks, not a list of 1700 stocks. How to allocate amount in these shares? You can, if it all depends on your Mr. Aditya, this depends on your thing. I always invest. Please invest. We invest. If you have a portfolio, don't invest more than 5% of your total capital in one stock. So whatever capital you have, don't invest more than 5% in one stock. So this is how you can hedge your risk. Okay, give some stock list that has not moved yet or yet to move. Okay, Mr. Raj Nandi, that is not a good strategy. You should try to find out which stock has moved and which still has the potential to move. Okay, don't try to find out which stock is not moved. They sometimes don't move for months, so our capital gets blocked. That is not the right strategy. The right strategy is invest in those stocks which has moved. So look for a correction for these 40 stocks and invest in them. You always get a correction of 10-15%. Right now, when the market came from 6,700 to 6,300, 6,400, all these stocks, they were giving a correction of 10-15%. So when you have a list ready, wait for the right time. When the stock gives a correction of 10-15%, invest in those stocks. How to get the number of institutions for any stock? You can get it on our website, Mr. Saurav. All institutions are on our website. Yes, Mr. Mani, Mawana Sugar will still go up because the P ratio is very, very low. It will still go up. What about Rain Industries? We have covered this in the last presentation. You can see my presentation, Jayamurthy, on YouTube and check about Rain Industries. Rain है क्या अपने पास? हाँ है. Where is Rain? In metals and mining. Okay, then we are not giving you any more discussion on L&T Finance. It's fertilizers company, NFL. Yeah, Sahil. NFL is a fertilizer company. How long do we hold each stock? It depends. If you invest, it's all upon, don't be greedy. If sometimes you get 20, 30, 40% return, exit the stock. Don't be greedy. But sometimes because you don't know when the market will go down, because there are many other factors where the market goes down. So exit strategy is not easy, right? Entry strategy is easy. Exit, you need to invest with somebody like us who can help you in exit also. So exit strategy depends on many, many factors. If tomorrow Trump makes a mistake and there is a crash down in the market, we have to exit. Okay, so there are many factors for exit. Do we have futures for these stocks? No, these are not in futures. Low P means weakness in company. Low P does not mean weakness in company. Price equity ratio does not mean weakness in company. The lower the P, the higher the chances to go up. When the P is 30-40, that means the price earning ratio, is not. But when the low P is there, you can invest in those stocks. Hardik, you need to have more training on P. Do we have futures to know any training classes? Yes, Mr. Sagar, we are planning some training classes in Calcutta. So you can send us a mail if you will be interested. We have made a training session, very detailed training session for 2 days in Calcutta. So if you're interested, send us a mail, we'll contact you. Can I invest 50K? Yes, you can invest, Mr. Gopinath, in 50,000 in Mavana Sugar. Can we know, Sejin, we are not...
New IPO.
Iska. Okay. Book value of Mavana Sugar is negative. Would it affect? Book value. See, what happened is this company came from a loss-making company to profitable company. Okay. So the book value will start becoming positive also. Don't worry about that. It has been rising continuously. When to exit that stock? That means, Mr. Jayamurthy, when you have about 20, 30, 40% return, you can think of exiting. And there are many other factors. If the P is still low, you can even hold on to the stock. We are not covering Jagran Prakashan right now in this thing. We will recommend a few books on derivative, deep analysis for open interest. You see my presentation. There is no book. You see my presentation on YouTube. You will have a greater idea of open interest. Mr. Rishabh, invest for time frame and profit target. Again, it depends on case-to-case basis on many factors, Manoj. Weather recording, yes, Mr. Vinayak, this video will be on YouTube in the next 2-3 days. So you can check there.
Yes, Google is negative. Will become positive. First book. Year end hoga in March.
So book value ka jo your quarterly dete yearly dete kya?
So yearly dete na. So abhi aa jayega March.
Basically, what happened is the book value is given yearly. So when the March results will come in April, you will see the book value already becoming plus. You must be studying the book value of last year. That is why you have to see the turnaround. We also catch up the turnaround companies. That is why the quarterly results are very important. If you only see yearly results, it's a very laid back. So you must be seeing the result of March 2016. It has changed. The fundamentals have changed. That is why we study quarterly results. So every day when results come, we study every day on each stock. Right? To give best return further, it means today an earlier stock raised more than Mavana Sugar book value is -99, D ratio is last June quarter loss of more than 10. Can we go for it? Yes, Mr. Kaushik, in the December quarter, the profit is 26 crores and it's a turnaround company. So when the company is turnarounding, that is why we identify the company earlier. That is why the P ratio is only 1. It's a turnaround company and the sugar industry is doing very well. Right? And they have also sold some exceptional item of 320 crores in December quarter. So this will do very well. And Mr. Sunil, number of institution means banks, foreign institutions, insurance companies and mutual funds. How many banks, foreign companies have invested in this? So the total number of institutions. That means they, to invest in those stocks are very good. So even if you see Mavana Sugar, there are 46 institutions in there. Needs of input on paper industry. Paper industry, we have JK Paper, TNPL and West Coast Paper. You can still invest in those stocks. The P I can tell you. The P of JK Paper is 11, TNPL is 8 and West Coast Paper is 13. And the paper industry is doing very well. So you can invest in JK Paper, Tamil Nadu paper and West Coast Paper. Okay. Next question. Always pick up stock, not only by P ratio. You have to pick up stock by institutions, profitability, pledge, debt equity ratio, performance of the stocks, sector performance, So there are only P ratio is one area. If once we have selected those stocks, even if those stocks have given a run, like NFL has given a run, okay, Chambal Fertilizer is given around 20, but the P ratio is 9, so it can still go up. Mawana Sugar has risen by 100% in 2 months, but the P ratio is 1, it still can go up. Okay, so P ratio is not the only factor to select the stock. Why become low as company not performing not good from last few years, only considering P is good? No, Mr. Hardik, there are many other areas to see. What is the difference in recommending your paid subscription? In the paid subscription, you can discuss with me every day. You can talk to me every day. You can discuss many things every day with my research analyst and me. So paid, obviously, when you pay, you can communicate with me on a regular basis. That is the difference, Mr. Vishal. Or you can just count once in 2 months and see what do I do. How do I get to know the number of institutions? You can see in my website, Mr. Srinivas. Yes, Mr. Avi Kotari, I told, he has exceptional item, 26 crore is the PAT. Whether recording, yes, it is available on YouTube. Again, Kaushik is asking the same question. Mr. Kaushik, I told you, it's a, you can invest in Mawana Sugar. Same question. Some JK paper needs some input on paper industry. What input do you need on JK paper? The company is doing well, it has been risen in the last year, it has risen already 139%, but it can still go up because the P ratio in JK paper is still only 11, so it is still very, very good. How would government PSUs, IOC impact these stock prices? Will it be beneficial to invest now or before the actual announcement? See, there are, PSUs will not affect other sectors so greatly. Don't worry about that. Yes, Mr. Kaushik, you're asking the same question again. You can buy, you check the December quarter result, the company is in profits. Kaushik Naidu, you're asking the same question again and again. You can invest, you check the December quarter results. He's again asking the same question. Huh?
I think the response he must be copy pasted.
So how do you find each sector has performed? I have holding in this small cap. Okay, we also have a part 2 session on 22nd, so you can join on 22nd, where all the results will come out by 15th of March. So we'll be discussing more shares, from 22nd March. Where can we get the data of institution? I told you, Mr. Srishrikan, you can get it from our website. Rahul Sharma, no, you don't need to pick up same question. The big tailwind for chemical has been low crude oil, but it's now largely stable at 55. Will it trigger the next leg up strong? Also, the Chinese refineries can't produce again that Indian companies. Caribbean would be welcome. Mr. Uday, chemicals are good company. If crude oil remains at the same price or lower, you can still invest in the chemical sector.
Performing from last 2 years.
From last 1.5 years, the chemical sector has been doing very well. Yes, Mr. Geeta, the webinar will be available on YouTube in the next 2-3 days.
KPR PAT is reducing from last 2 quarters. Again,
KPR mill, the PAT is reducing from the last 2 quarters. And the price performance?
Right.
So we also gave you, turnaround stocks. Mawana Sugar is one of the turnaround stock, Vishal.
No price.
I can't find sectoral behavior on a sectoral behavior. The way just send a mail to support@dynamiclaunch.com. Somebody will call you and give you where is the sectorial behavior on a site. They are asking for other command. So these things, Mr. Firoz, we do it on a regular basis. So Mr. Firoz, every day, if you see, from 10th of January till 15th of March, all the 1700 gives the results. So whenever they give the results, we take the results, put it on our website, and then we do the research and then we come out with these stocks. So you are getting full baked food to eat. How to find the raw materials? It is on our website, Mr. Jayamurthy. On our website, you can find the raw materials. Is Ajmera Realty? No. Is there any way to find whether if to invest? I mean, which stock? No, you cannot. Mr. Sudhir Kulkarni, nobody will give you that what am I buying on a daily or weekly basis. You will never get that list. You want to make money free of cost. That is not possible. What is the URL of your site? dynamiclevels.com. Arun Kumar. What about it? Edelweiss is a great stock, Imtiaz. It's a great stock. Good investment. Your YouTube channel name, please. Channel name is Shailesh Saraf. Shailesh Saraf. Saurabh. Kaushik, you are asking the same question again and again. You can go long. I've told you December quarter is good. You can go long. You have to see December quarter result is good, Kaushik. Any recommendation about large caps? Actually, this is a small cap. We also have a study on large cap. We can cover large cap next. On 22nd March, we will cover the last 4 years and also the large cap. So you can register for the 22nd of March. उसमें 3 साल का भी दे देंगे जो बनाए large cap भी दे देंगे. Growth processor IT stocks are not doing well, and with Trump coming in and putting a lot of pressure on the IT companies, so you have to be careful on the IT stocks. Yes, Mrs. Sahil, you can invest in. You can invest. नीचे से लेते हैं. हाँ से लेते हैं. Please continue. Rahul, you cannot find intraday stocks. This is not an intraday session. Intrinsic value is factored as well as how to find. Yes, you can still buy Welspun. Okay, realty sector, has some risk related to demonetization and black money. But still we have seen that the realty sector, some of the stocks which has not been performing, have been performing in 3 months. So maybe demonetization has helped the realty sector. So we have to wait for more time. Uday. Aditya Bhatia, what is the question? Can you please ask again? Aditya Bhatia. Sir, sugar company probably still intact in medium term. Yes, Aditya, sugar company's profitability is still intact. All the sugar companies have done well in December also. So in last 3 quarters, they are doing all well, Aditya. Okay, Mr. Hardik, you can see my future stocks in, we can also do a future stocks. Future stocks आपने नहीं किए 48.
48.
You have not done last
Volume options किए थे कि इसमें volume है.
Okay, so we will do a future stocks large cap seminar next non 22nd. उसमें तो अपने को बहुत मिल जाएगा. So we'll give you a large cap history also, so which are the good large cap which is increasing, and from 27 December. So we'll give you the whole history of large cap. Let's keep 22nd as large cap. Large cap means we will cover all the 175 future stocks and we'll do a large cap for you. I cannot give you, Rahul, whether you can invest in Reddington or not right now. It is not in my list. Long-term analysis investment, Mr. Money, is only done on fundamentals, not on technicals. You have to do long-term on fundamental analysis, whether the company is doing well. Can we have the full list? It's already on my website, Nirmal. You can go to my website and get the 120 share list. It's already on my website, Nirmal. Okay. Please, may I know demerging CPAs are good to buy? Demerging CPAs? I did not get your question, Amit. Do we require comparison small mid cap with any other such as Nifty or? Small cap. Are you getting my messages? Vijayakant Patel, what message? I can see. Sun Pharma. Let's stick to our presentation, Mr. Gola. Mr. Vamsi, you can invest in these stocks, at the current market value, but you might have to hold on because the market may give a correction. So I recommend when it gives a correction, then you invest in these stocks. So when the market gives a correction of 5-10%, so whenever these stocks give a correction of 10%, so you have to make an Excel list, keep a note, and then invest when it gives a correction. Mr. Veera, website is dynamiclevels.com and my YouTube channel is Shailesh Saraf. Is it correct? Cartagena cement and sugar is covered in your previous list. Maybe, sometimes you may have mistake. 1 or 2 mistakes, just avoid. It is still advisable. Yes, after a correction, Vamsi, you can still invest in Tirupalli Chemical. Mr. Mohammed, this presentation will be on YouTube, so you can go to YouTube and take this presentation. What is this question? Does increase in derivative limit implies any change in the logic? These things will not have much value, Rishabh. Don't focus so much. So how to select better stocks for long term with lows? What lows CMP?
Low market price.
Low market price, don't go into penny stocks, Rahul. Go into fundamental analysis. 22nd is the next trading, Mr. Sagarji. And RF2 is investing large quantities, come under Brook Holdings. Yes, they invest in large quantities, Sudhir. Cannot take your question, Sanket. How to select better stocks for long term with low CMT? Rahul, that is not a good strategy, Mr. Rahul Sharma. Don't do all those. Not a good strategy. We don't provide online trading. You have to come to Calcutta, Vijayanath Patel to take a training. JK paper have not moved in last 1 month. Can we remain in? Yeah, you can remain invested, Mr. Saida. Yes, Mr. Vamsi, you can invest in Thirumalai. Mr. Hardik, this is a good question, 8-year cycle. So 8-year cycle may end when Trump makes a mistake. Okay, so thank you so much. There was a huge, I hope you liked the part. There were too many questions, couldn't answer all questions. Please send your questions and please come for 22nd March. Okay, I hope you liked the seminar. If you liked it, please say yes. If you like the seminar, you can say yes. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a good time investing. Thank you so much.